The creation of the community archive brought a newfound sense of unity and pride to Kwahu. Yet, beneath this surface harmony, tensions were brewing. Some villagers, particularly those who had always felt marginalized, began to voice their concerns more openly, empowered by the changes Sanya had initiated. One such villager was Emeka, a young woman who had always felt like an outsider. Despite her talents and intelligence, Emeka often felt overshadowed by her peers and misunderstood by the elders. The formation of the Youth Council and the Community Archive gave her hope, but she still struggled with feelings of isolation. Emeka decided to channel her frustration into something constructive. She approached Sanya with a proposal to create a series of community workshops focused on self-expression and mental health. She believed that providing a space for villagers to share their stories and emotions could help bridge the gaps that still existed. Sanya Emeka began hesitantly. "I've been thinking about how we can build on the success of the archive. There are still so many people in our village who feel unheard and misunderstood. I think we need to address this on a deeper level." Sanya, always open to new ideas, listened intently. "Go on, Emeka. What do you have in mind?" Emeka took a deep breath. "I want to organize workshops where people can express themselves freely through art, writing, and discussion. These workshops can also provide a safe space to talk about mental health, which is something we rarely discuss openly." Sanya nodded thoughtfully. "That's a wonderful idea, Emeka. Mental health is often overlooked, and self-expression can be a powerful tool for healing and understanding. Let's make this happen." With Sanya's support, Emeka set to work organizing the workshops. She collaborated with the Youth Council and enlisted the help of local artists, writers, and counselors. The first workshop was scheduled for a Saturday afternoon, and Emeka was both excited and nervous. The workshop was held in the community center, which had become a hub of activity and creativity. Emeka began by welcoming the participants, a diverse group that included young and old, men and women, each with their own stories and struggles. "Thank you all for being here," Emeka said, her voice steady despite the fluttering in her stomach. "Today, we are creating a space where we can express ourselves freely and support each other. Remember, there is no right or wrong way to share your story." The workshop began with a simple icebreaker. Participants were asked to draw or write something that represented their current state of mind. As they worked, the room filled with the soft sounds of pencils scratching on paper and quiet murmurs of conversation. One elderly woman, Nana Aqua, sketched a tree with deep roots and vibrant leaves. When it was her turn to share, she explained, "This tree represents my life. The roots are my ancestors, grounding me, and the leaves are my children and grandchildren, growing and thriving." A young boy named Kofi drew a picture of a stormy sea with a small boat struggling against the waves. "This is how I feel sometimes," he said quietly. "Like I'm lost in a storm and I don't know if I'll make it to shore." Emeka listened to each story with empathy and respect, encouraging others to do the same. As the workshop progressed, a sense of camaraderie and understanding began to develop among the participants. They realized that, despite their differences, they shared many of the same fears, hopes, and dreams. In the second half of the workshop, a local counselor led a discussion on mental health, addressing common issues such as anxiety, depression, and stress. She provided practical tips for managing these challenges and emphasized the importance of seeking support when needed. Emeka felt a surge of gratitude as she watched the participants engage with the counselor's advice. She knew that breaking the silence around mental health was a crucial step towards building a more supportive and inclusive community. As the workshop came to a close, Emeka gathered the participants for a final reflection. "I want to thank each of you for your courage and openness today," she said. "By sharing your stories, you have created a ripple effect of understanding and empathy. Let's continue to support each other and build a community where everyone feels valued and heard." The participants left the workshop with lighter hearts and a stronger sense of connection. Emeka's initiative had provided them with a safe space to explore their emotions and discover new ways to cope with their challenges. Word of the successful workshop spread quickly through the village, and soon there was a growing demand for more sessions. Emeka, encouraged by the positive response, planned a series of workshops that would address various aspects of self-expression and mental health. The impact of these workshops was profound. Villagers who had once felt isolated and misunderstood began to find their voices and connect with others. The workshops also fostered greater understanding and compassion within the community, breaking down barriers and building bridges of empathy. Eme's workshops became a vital part of Kwahu's ongoing journey towards unity and progress. They complemented the efforts of the Youth Council and the Community Archive, reinforcing the message that everyone's story mattered and that together they could create a brighter future. Sanya watched Ama's growth with pride and admiration. She saw in Eme the same determination and resilience that had driven her own journey. Together they were transforming Kwahu, one step at a time, guided by the belief that a united community was stronger and more resilient. As the village continued to evolve, the lessons learned from the workshops, the Youth Council, and the Community Archive became the foundation of Kwahu's new identity. The storm within had been acknowledged and addressed, and in its place, a stronger, more compassionate community was emerging. The success of Ama's workshops and the Community Archive initiative had woven new threads of unity into the fabric of Kwahu. However, with this newfound harmony came the realization that the village's growth would require further steps towards modernization and economic sustainability. Sanya and the Youth Council, aware of the community's potential, decided to explore opportunities that could enhance Kwahu's prosperity while preserving its cultural heritage. One afternoon, Sanya called a meeting with the Youth Council to discuss potential projects that could stimulate the village's economy. Gathered around the large wooden table in the community center, the council members brainstormed ideas, their faces lit with enthusiasm and determination. Tourism is one area we haven't fully explored, suggested Kojo, flipping through his notes. With our rich cultural heritage and beautiful landscapes, we could attract visitors and generate income for the village. Ama, who had become an integral part of the Youth Council, nodded in agreement. We could organize cultural festivals, showcasing our traditions, dances, and crafts. It would not only attract tourists but also strengthen our own sense of identity. Kofi, a young entrepreneur, added, we should also think about ecotourism. Many people are interested in sustainable travel and would appreciate our natural surroundings. We could offer guided tours, highlighting our unique flora and fauna. Sanya listened carefully, impressed by the council's innovative ideas. These are excellent suggestions, she said. We need to ensure that any development is sustainable and benefits the entire community. Let's start by conducting a survey to understand what resources we have and what the villagers think about these proposals. The Youth Council set to work, dividing the tasks among themselves. Kojo and Ama were responsible for organizing focus groups to gather feedback from the villagers. Kofi would lead a team to map out potential tourist attractions and develop eco-friendly business models. Sanya would oversee the entire project, ensuring that all voices were heard and that the plans aligned with the community's values. The focus groups revealed a wealth of untapped potential. Many villagers were skilled artisans, creating intricate beadwork, pottery, and textiles. Elders shared stories of traditional dances, music, and rituals that had been passed down through generations. These cultural treasures, coupled with Kwahu's stunning natural landscapes, formed the foundation of a compelling tourism strategy. Encouraged by the positive response, the Youth Council began to develop detailed plans for cultural festivals and ecotourism ventures. They worked closely with local artisans, dancers, and musicians, ensuring that the initiatives were inclusive and represented the diversity of Kwahu's heritage. One key aspect of their plan was the construction of a cultural center that would serve as a hub for the festivals and a place where visitors could learn about Kwahu's history and traditions. The center would also provide a space for local artisans to display and sell their crafts, creating a steady source of income for the community. To fund the cultural center and the initial phases of the tourism project, the Youth Council organized a series of fundraising events. They held bake sales, organized talent shows, and even hosted a village-wide fair, where the villagers showcased their skills and products. The response was overwhelming, with people contributing generously and expressing their excitement about the future. As the plans took shape, Sanya and the Youth Council sought guidance from external experts in sustainable tourism. They reached out to organizations that specialized in eco-friendly travel and community-based tourism, learning best practices and avoiding potential pitfalls. These experts provided valuable insights, helping them refine their strategies and ensure long-term success. One of the experts, a seasoned ecotourism consultant named Dr. Emeka, visited Kwahu to assess its potential firsthand. She spent several days exploring the village, meeting with artisans, and participating in community meetings. Her feedback was encouraging. "Kwahu has incredible potential," Dr. Emeka said during a meeting with the Youth Council. "Your cultural heritage is rich and unique, and the natural beauty of your surroundings is breathtaking. The key to success will be maintaining authenticity and ensuring that the benefits are equitably distributed among all villagers." With Dr. Emeka's guidance, the Youth Council developed a comprehensive tourism plan that included training programs for local guides, eco-friendly accommodations, and marketing strategies to attract visitors. They also established a cooperative model to ensure that profits were reinvested into the community, supporting education, healthcare, and further development projects. As the plans progressed, the construction of the cultural center began. Villagers volunteered their time and skills, working together to bring the vision to life. The center, designed with traditional architectural elements, symbolized the blending of past and future, honoring Kwahu's heritage while embracing its potential for growth. Months of hard work culminated in the grand opening of the cultural center. The entire village gathered to celebrate the milestone, their faces beaming with pride and anticipation. Sanya stood at the entrance, welcoming visitors and reflecting on the journey that had brought them to this point. "This center is more than just a building," Sanya said during her opening speech. "It represents our collective efforts, our resilience, and our commitment to preserving our heritage while embracing new opportunities. Together, we are planting seeds of change that will grow and flourish, ensuring a bright future for Kwahu." The grand opening was followed by the inaugural Cultural Festival, a vibrant celebration of Kwahu's traditions. The festival featured traditional dances, music, storytelling, and a marketplace where artisans displayed their crafts. Visitors from neighboring villages and towns flocked to Kwahu, drawn by the allure of its rich cultural tapestry. The success of the festival marked the beginning of a new chapter for Kwahu. The village, once grappling with challenges and divisions, was now a beacon of unity and progress. The tourism initiatives, rooted in respect for tradition and a commitment to sustainability, brought prosperity while reinforcing the bonds within the community. Sanya and the Youth Council continued to lead with vision and dedication, their efforts transforming Kwahu into a model of harmonious development. The seeds of change they had planted were beginning to bear fruit, promising a future where the village's heritage and progress coexisted in perfect balance. As the villagers celebrated their achievements, there was a shared sense of fulfillment and hope. They had proven that by working together, respecting each other's voices, and embracing innovation, they could overcome any challenge and create a thriving, inclusive community. The journey was far from over, but with each step, Kwahu moved closer to realizing its full potential. With the cultural center established and the initial tourism projects underway, Kwahu began to see the fruits of its labor. The influx of visitors not only brought much-needed revenue but also fostered a sense of pride and validation among the villagers. However, as the village transitioned into this new phase, challenges and opportunities emerged that required careful navigation. One of the immediate challenges was managing the increased foot traffic and ensuring that the village's resources and infrastructure could support the growing number of visitors. The Youth Council, under Sanya's leadership, held a series of meetings to address these concerns. "We need to ensure that our infrastructure can handle this growth," Sanya said, addressing the council members. "This includes everything from waste management to accommodations. We have to be proactive in our planning." Kojo, always the pragmatic one, suggested we should look into sustainable solutions. For example, we could invest in composting toilets and encourage eco-friendly practices among both visitors and locals. Emeka, with her knack for community engagement, added we could also involve the villagers in these projects, providing training and job opportunities. This way, everyone benefits from the growth of tourism. The council agreed on a multifaceted approach, focusing on sustainability, community involvement, and infrastructure improvements. They partnered with experts in sustainable development to implement eco-friendly solutions, such as solar-powered lighting and rainwater harvesting systems. Meanwhile, Kofi worked on expanding the eco-tourism offerings. He organized training sessions for local guides, emphasizing the importance of conservation and responsible tourism. The guides, many of whom were young villagers, learned about the unique flora and fauna of Kwahu, as well as the cultural significance of various landmarks. One of the new initiatives was the creation of nature trails that highlighted the biodiversity of Kwahu. These trails, carefully mapped and marked, offered visitors a chance to experience the natural beauty of the area, while learning about the efforts to preserve it. The guides played a crucial role in educating visitors about the importance of respecting the environment and the cultural heritage of the village. As the tourism industry grew, so did the opportunities for local artisans. The cultural center became a bustling marketplace where visitors could purchase handmade crafts, textiles, and other local products. The artisans, many of whom had previously struggled to make a living, now found a steady stream of customers eager to buy their creations. One artisan, Nana Aqua, who had shared her story during Aime's workshop, saw her life transform. Her intricate beadwork became highly sought after, and she even began to offer workshops where visitors could learn the traditional techniques. Her newfound success allowed her to support her family and contribute to the community in meaningful ways. However, not all aspects of the transition were smooth. As Kwahu became more popular, tensions arose between those who welcomed the changes and those who feared the loss of their traditional way of life. Some elders were concerned that the influx of tourists and the emphasis on economic development might erode the village's cultural values and traditions. One evening, Sanya called a meeting with the elders to address these concerns. She knew that for the village to move forward harmoniously, it was essential to find a balance between progress and preservation. Elders, I understand your concerns, Sanya began, her tone respectful yet firm. Our culture and traditions are the heart of Kwahu, and we must protect them. But we also need to adapt to the changing world to ensure our children have opportunities and a bright future. Elder Kwabena, who had always been a guardian of tradition, spoke up. Sanya, we appreciate your efforts, but we must tread carefully. Our customs have been passed down through generations. We cannot afford to lose them. Sanya nodded. I agree, Elder Kwabena. That's why we're focusing on initiatives that highlight and celebrate our traditions, such as the cultural festivals and the nature trails that educate visitors about our heritage. We want to preserve our identity while also embracing new opportunities. Elder Amma, another respected figure in the community, added, perhaps we can establish guidelines to ensure that our cultural practices are respected and that the benefits of tourism are shared equitably among all villagers. The meeting resulted in a set of guidelines that balanced tradition and progress. These guidelines included measures to protect cultural sites, protocols for interacting with visitors, and systems to ensure that tourism revenues were reinvested in the community. With these agreements in place, the village continued to thrive. The elders' concerns were addressed, and they became more supportive of the initiatives, seeing that their cultural heritage was being preserved and honored. As Kwahu navigated these new waters, the sense of unity and purpose that had been cultivated over the years remained strong. The village had found a way to embrace change while staying true to its roots, proving that progress and tradition could coexist harmoniously. Sanya and the Youth Council, along with the villagers, continued to work together, their shared vision guiding them forward. They knew that the journey was ongoing and that there would be challenges ahead. But they also knew that with resilience, collaboration, and a commitment to their values, they could overcome any obstacle and build a prosperous future for Kwahu. With the guidelines established and the village thriving, another challenge began to surface in Kwahu: the generational divide between the youth and the elders. While the younger generation embraced the changes and opportunities brought by tourism and modernization, some elders remained wary, fearing that the rapid changes might dilute the village's traditional values. One sunny afternoon, Amma noticed Nana Amma, one of the village elders, sitting alone by the riverbank, looking contemplative. Amma approached her gently, sensing an opportunity to bridge the gap between the generations. Good afternoon, Nana Amma greeted with a warm smile. May I join you? Nana Amma looked up, her expression softening. Of course, child, sit with me. As they sat together, Amma broached the topic that had been on her mind. Nana, I've noticed that some of the elders are worried about the changes happening in Kwahu. I want to understand more about your concerns. Nana Ama sighed, her eyes reflecting the wisdom of many years. Ama, we have seen many seasons come and go. Change is inevitable, but it's the pace and nature of these changes that concern us. We worry that in our pursuit of progress, we might lose the essence of who we are. Ama nodded, understanding the depth of Nana Ama's concerns. I see. The Youth Council and I have been trying to ensure that our traditions are preserved, but perhaps we need to do more to involve the elders in these efforts. Your guidance is invaluable. Nana Ama smiled appreciatively. It warms my heart to hear you say that, Ama. The young have energy and vision, but the old have experience and wisdom. Together we can find a balance. Inspired by this conversation, Ama proposed a series of intergenerational meetings to Sanya and the Youth Council. These meetings would create a platform for open dialogue between the elders and the youth, allowing both groups to share their perspectives and ideas. The first meeting was held in the Cultural Center, a symbol of the village's efforts to blend tradition and progress. Elders and youths gathered, sitting in a circle to facilitate an open and equal exchange. Sanya began the meeting by addressing the group. We are here today to listen to each other and to find ways to move forward together. Our goal is to ensure that Kwahu's progress respects and preserves our cultural heritage. Elder Kwabena spoke first, expressing his concerns about the rapid changes. We must be cautious. Our traditions have kept us grounded for generations. We need to ensure that our customs are not overshadowed by new ways. Kojo, representing the youth, responded thoughtfully. We understand the importance of our traditions, Elder Kwabena. That's why we've integrated cultural elements into our tourism initiatives. But we also need to adapt to ensure our community thrives in the future. The discussion continued, with both sides sharing their viewpoints. The elders spoke about the significance of various rituals and customs, while the youth highlighted the opportunities that modernization could bring, such as education and economic growth. Ama then proposed a collaborative project to bridge the gap, a mentorship program where elders could pass down their knowledge and skills to the younger generation. This program would not only preserve the village's traditions, but also strengthen the bonds between the generations. The idea was met with enthusiasm from both sides. Elder Ama agreed to teach traditional storytelling and beadwork, while Elder Kwabena offered to share his knowledge of herbal medicine and farming techniques. The youth, in turn, would teach the elders about new technologies and modern business practices. The mentorship program began with great success. Elders and youth worked side by side, learning from each other and deepening their mutual respect. These interactions fostered a sense of unity and understanding, bridging the generational divide. As the program flourished, the elders felt more reassured that their traditions would be honored and preserved. They saw the youth's genuine commitment to the village's cultural heritage and began to support the modernization efforts more wholeheartedly. Meanwhile, the youth gained a deeper appreciation for the wisdom and experience of the elders. They learned valuable skills and stories that enriched their lives and gave them a stronger sense of identity and purpose. One day, during a storytelling session led by Elder Ama, she recounted an old folk tale about a tree with deep roots and far-reaching branches. This tree, she said, is like our village. The roots represent our traditions, grounding us and giving us strength. The branches reach out, embracing new opportunities and growth. Both are essential for the tree to thrive. The metaphor resonated deeply with everyone present. It encapsulated the essence of what they were striving for, a balance between preserving their roots and embracing new growth. With the mentorship program and the intergenerational meetings, Kwahu became a model of harmonious coexistence between tradition and progress. The village's cultural heritage was not only preserved but celebrated in new and meaningful ways. As Kwahu continued to evolve, the bonds between its people grew stronger. They had learned that by working together, respecting each other's contributions, and valuing both the old and the new, they could create a vibrant and resilient community. Sanya Ama and the Youth Council, along with the elders, guided Kwahu towards a future that honored its past while embracing its potential. The village's journey was a testament to the power of unity, respect, and collaboration, ensuring that Kwahu would thrive for generations to come. With Kwahu thriving under the newfound harmony between generations, the village began to draw attention beyond its borders. The successful blend of tradition and modernization piqued the interest of neighboring villages and even regional leaders. They saw in Kwahu a model that could inspire and benefit other communities facing similar challenges. One day, Sanya received a letter from the regional council. They invited her to speak at an upcoming conference on sustainable community development. Excited and a bit nervous, Sanya saw this as a chance to share Kwahu's journey and learn from others. The youth council convened to discuss the invitation. Amma spoke first, her enthusiasm evident. This is a great opportunity for us to showcase our progress and possibly form alliances that could benefit Kwahu even further. Kojo agreed, adding, "We've come a long way, but there's still much to learn. This conference could provide new ideas and resources to help us continue improving." The elders, too, saw the potential in broader collaboration. Elder Kwabena remarked, "Our story can inspire others, but we can also gain wisdom from the experiences of other communities. It's a mutual exchange." With everyone's support, Sanya prepared for the conference, gathering data and stories that highlighted Kwahu's unique approach. She practiced her speech, focusing on the key elements of their success: community involvement, respect for tradition, and sustainable practices. When the day of the conference arrived, Sanya traveled to the regional capital, accompanied by Amma and Kojo. The event brought together leaders from various villages and towns, all eager to share their experiences and learn from each other. Sanya's presentation was met with great interest. She spoke about the challenges Kwahu faced and how the village had come together to find solutions. She emphasized the importance of involving all members of the community, from the youngest to the oldest, in decision-making processes. "The key to our success," Sanya concluded, "has been the unity of our people. By respecting our traditions while embracing change, we have created a community that is resilient, vibrant, and forward-looking." After her speech, Sanya was approached by several leaders who wanted to learn more about Kwahu's initiatives. One of them was Chief Olabisi from a neighboring village, Nduwura. He had been struggling with similar issues and saw potential in adopting some of Kwahu's practices. "Your story is inspiring," Sanya Chief Olabisi said. "We face many of the same challenges in Nduwura. I believe that by working together we can achieve great things for both our communities." Sanya was thrilled at the prospect of collaboration. "I agree, Chief Olabisi. Let's plan a visit so you can see our projects firsthand. We'd also love to learn from your experiences." Back in Kwahu, the news of potential partnerships with other villages was met with excitement. The villagers saw this as an opportunity to expand their impact and strengthen their network of allies. The first exchange visit was arranged, with Chief Olabisi and a delegation from Nduwura coming to Kwahu. They toured the cultural center, the nature trails, and the sustainable infrastructure projects. They met with artisans, farmers, and the youth council, gaining insights into how Kwahu had achieved its success. During a community meeting, Elder Kwabena shared his thoughts. "This collaboration is a blessing. By learning from each other, we can overcome challenges and build a stronger future for all our people." Chief Olabisi nodded in agreement. "Seeing your village and meeting your people has been enlightening. We have much to learn from Kwahu, and we hope to share our knowledge and resources in return." As the partnership between Kwahu and Nduwura blossomed, both villages benefited from the exchange of ideas and resources. They worked together on joint projects, such as improving agricultural practices and developing new cultural events that celebrated their shared heritage. The success of this collaboration drew attention from other villages, and soon, Kwahu found itself at the center of a regional network dedicated to sustainable development and cultural preservation. This network provided a platform for villages to share their successes, challenges, and solutions, creating a supportive and innovative community. The regional council, impressed by the initiative, offered additional resources and support to help these villages thrive. They funded workshops, training programs, and infrastructure projects that furthered the goals of sustainable development. Kwahu's role as a leader in this movement brought a sense of pride to its people. They had not only improved their own village, but also inspired and supported others. This broader impact reinforced the importance of their efforts and motivated them to continue striving for excellence. Sanya, reflecting on the journey so far, felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The challenges had been many, but the rewards were profound. Kwahu had shown that with unity, respect, and a willingness to learn, a small village could achieve great things and inspire others to do the same. As the village continued to grow and evolve, the bonds between its people and their new allies strengthened. Together, they navigated the path of sustainable development, honoring their traditions while embracing the future, ensuring that their communities would thrive for generations to come. The collaboration with neighboring villages and the support from the regional council ushered in a new era of innovation in Kwahu. As ideas and resources flowed into the village, the community became a hub of creativity and progress. The villagers were eager to learn and implement new techniques that could further enhance their quality of life while preserving their cultural heritage. One of the first projects born from this newfound spirit of innovation was the introduction of modern agricultural practices. Inspired by the knowledge shared by Chief Olabisi and his delegation, Kwahu's farmers began experimenting with sustainable farming techniques that promised higher yields and better soil health. Ama, who had taken a keen interest in agriculture, led the charge. She organized workshops where farmers from Kwahu and Ndawura could share their experiences and learn from agricultural experts. These sessions covered topics such as crop rotation, organic pest control, and the use of cover crops to improve soil fertility. During one such workshop, Ama introduced the concept of permaculture, a system of agricultural and social design principles centered on simulating or directly utilizing the patterns and features observed in natural ecosystems. The farmers were intrigued and eager to try out these methods on their land. Kojo, who had become a strong advocate for sustainability, helped implement a pilot permaculture garden near the village center. This garden became a living classroom where villagers could see the principles of permaculture in action. The garden flourished, providing fresh produce for the community and serving as a testament to the benefits of sustainable agriculture. Meanwhile, Sanya focused on integrating technology into the village's development efforts. She worked with the regional council to secure funding for a community technology center. This center would provide access to computers, the internet, and training programs that would help villagers, especially the youth, gain valuable skills. The opening of the technology center was a momentous occasion. The villagers gathered to celebrate, and there was a palpable sense of excitement in the air. Elder Kwabena, who had initially been skeptical of such rapid changes, gave a heartfelt speech, acknowledging the importance of balancing tradition with progress. "This center represents the future," Elder Kwabena said. "It is a place where our children can learn and grow, preparing themselves for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. But let us always remember our roots and ensure that our progress does not come at the expense of our heritage." The technology center quickly became a hub of activity. Young people flocked to the center to learn about computer literacy, digital marketing, and other skills that could open up new opportunities for them. The elders, too, found value in the center, learning how to use technology to document and preserve their cultural practices and stories. One evening, Ama and Sanya sat together, reflecting on the progress Kwahu had made. "We've come so far," Ama said, her voice filled with pride. "But there's still so much more we can do. The world is changing, and we need to keep up while staying true to who we are." Sanya nodded, her eyes shining with determination. "You're right, Ama. We must continue to innovate and adapt, but always with respect for our traditions. That's the key to our success." Inspired by their conversation, Ama proposed a new initiative of Village Innovation Fund. This fund would provide small grants to villagers with innovative ideas that could benefit the community. The goal was to encourage creativity and problem-solving at all levels, empowering people to take an active role in the village's development. The idea was met with enthusiasm, and the Innovation Fund was quickly established. Proposals poured in, ranging from eco-friendly building techniques to new cultural festivals that would attract tourists while celebrating Kwahu's heritage. One of the first projects funded by the Innovation Fund was the creation of a solar-powered irrigation system for the permaculture garden. This system would ensure a reliable water supply, even during dry spells, and reduce the village's reliance on traditional, less sustainable methods. The villagers worked together to install the system, guided by an expert who had volunteered to help. The sense of collaboration and shared purpose was palpable, and the successful implementation of the project boosted the community's confidence in their ability to innovate and adapt. Another project that received funding was the establishment of a traditional crafts cooperative. This cooperative would bring together artisans from Kwahu and neighboring villages to create and sell handmade products. The goal was to preserve traditional crafts while providing a source of income for the artisans. The cooperative quickly became a success. Tourists visiting Kwahu were eager to buy authentic, handmade items, and the artisans took pride in showcasing their skills. The cooperative also provided a platform for intergenerational learning, as elders passed down their knowledge to younger artisans. As the village continued to embrace innovation, the bonds within the community grew stronger. The villagers had learned that progress and tradition could coexist, each enriching the other. They were no longer just a small village, they were a beacon of sustainable development and cultural preservation, inspiring others to follow their example. With each new project and initiative, Kwahu's future looked brighter. The villagers knew that there would be challenges ahead, but they faced them with confidence, unity, and a deep respect for their heritage. Together, they were building a future that honored their past while embracing the possibilities of tomorrow. Kwahu's cultural heritage had always been a source of pride for the villagers. With the wave of innovations and new projects, there was a renewed interest in celebrating and preserving their rich traditions. The villagers felt that it was time to not only protect their heritage but also to share it with the world. Inspired by the success of the traditional crafts cooperative, Emeka proposed an ambitious new initiative, the Kwahu Cultural Festival. This festival would be a week-long celebration of music, dance, art, food, and storytelling. It would invite not only the villagers but also people from neighboring communities and even tourists from afar. Thanks for watching. Please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel.